Hello, hello, everyone. Ooh, I don't know what this is all about. Apparently, I'm having some sort of skin reaction, but hey, we roll with things anyway. One second, I'm going to check that I have sound with you all here. Do-do-do-do. All right. Hello, hello. Welcome, creators, one and all, to a Frequency Friday. Hello. Just checking sound here. Hey, hello. There it is. Yep. Ooh, we got it. We got it. Yay. And oops. Okay. We are getting going. Hello, hello, everyone. And let me timestamp this before I forget. We'll start fresh at the 1 minute mark. Hello, hello. Welcome, creators, to the Frequency Friday Live. So today I am welcoming you at an abnormal time. Normally, I am here live on the mornings, Friday mornings, like at 10 a.m. But my kids and I went to the Gem and Mineral show today, and so we had to postpone that a little bit. So I welcome you at 2 p.m. or 3 p.m. or 4 or whenever you find this, even on the replay. I would like to definitely extend a warm welcome to all my subscribers. If you're new to my channel and haven't subscribed, please check it out. I would love for you to subscribe and join the fun. I do a weekly live called Frequency Friday, and then every other Sunday evening, I do live Q&A where you yourself can come on and ask a question and get a little mini reading. I will be live on this Sunday evening, the 9th, from 7 to 8 Central. So if you tune back in here to my channel, make sure you're subscribed for that because that is a subscriber's perk, okay? And you can come on, drop a question in, get a little mini reading. It's a really amazing group. We have a lot of fun hanging out together, chatting, and we often find that many of us are experiencing some of the same themes. So I highly recommend come back to my channel on Sunday night. But today we're doing some really fun collective readings. The signs wanted to come up today, so I'll be doing little mini readings for all of the signs, so you can tune in. When I tune into the signs energy, the predominant energies that I'm looking into are the sun, moon, rising, and north node placements. That's kind of what I call the 4 pillars, and it kind of sets up a nice little container for the reading for the day or for the time that I'm doing it. However, if you have some strong placements that you're working with in a certain sign, please go ahead and read that sign or listen to that sign as well. I always recommend at least, at minimum, listening to sun, moon, rising, and north node because that'll give you a nice complete picture for yourself. But if you're dealing with relationships issues and you know what you have, you know what Venus is dealing with, you might want to listen to that sign as well. So you got to trust your own instincts because we are all the signs and we are all the houses at the end of the day. Even if that area of our chart is blank, we're still people who are meant to navigate all these different energies, and it's good to be familiar with them. It just depends on how we might be affected. So I wanted to talk a little bit about the energies of today, and then we'll get into a collective reading. So today we have the sun in Pisces. Just a very happy birthday, real quick, to all our Pisces brothers and sisters who are celebrating their birthdays during this time frame. We've got Venus in Aries. Wow, that's some fire, right? So some of you may have some resonance there, be dealing with energies that are hot, hot-headedness, pushiness, forcefulness in connections and relationships, the desire to move things forward as well, though, and really kind of get ahead of things may also come up. If there's been something in relationships that you've been avoiding or haven't been dealing with, that may come up during this time. We also have a nice trine, Mars to Jupiter trine going on right now, and that really harkens growth. So we are thinking about the actions that we are or could be taking, and Jupiter is just going to take those and expand it. So spend a little time reflecting on that for yourself today if you haven't already. We have Saturn square Neptune. This is where we have to get pretty daggone real with ourselves, okay? Because those Neptune energies will come in, and that's daydreaming, imagination, but also fantasy. And sometimes those energies need to be more grounded in and more connected, right? So we really can see the difference between what is real and what might be the stories that we're telling in our heads. And by all means, if you're a fiction writer, have at it, have fun. You could really come up with some nice ideas during this time. But if it's about your life and how you're perceiving people and you're looking at potentials and you're dealing in relationships, make sure you stay nice and grounded with expectations and intentions, etc. We've also got Mercury conjunct Uranus, and this is an unexpected news and possibly for some of you some innovative ideas. So you may get the download today out of nowhere or a message out of nowhere, perhaps from one of my readings, I hope, that really sticks out to you or really pops or really lands in your heart. And that would be what you would want to roll with because it has some sort of meaning for you, okay? All right, so that's that. Welcome, welcome. If you're here, be sure to like the video. Be sure to say hi to me in the chat. You can definitely talk there. Just say hi, or maybe you want to talk about what sign you're interested in hearing about today. But we're going to start off with a little collective reading here. And the collective reading today. Okay, so as I was going over the energies of today for the collective reading, I wanted to get some cards for a few different things here. One of the things that I wanted to look into was how we connect with our intuition. So that's something I wanted to look into. I have the Divine Animals Oracle, the animals we're calling today and speaking up. So, as it relates collectively to those of us who are walking the path, we're doing our thing, we're working our jobs, we're relating to people, we're going through our lives, what are the highest and best messages that we could receive right now for connecting with our intuition? Ooh, how interesting. Now, let me also get a card from the Shaman's Dream Oracle, and then we'll kind of talk through these. I hope everybody's having a fantastic day. I know it got a little colder where I live, and we're hoping it's the last cold spell. It's kind of windy and cold. Now it's warm again, and that's feeling pretty good. So I'm ready. I'm ready for the spring. All right. So, oh my goodness. When it comes to connecting with our intuition, there's a lot of momentum going on right now. Okay. There's a lot of movement going on in the intuitive spaces. The first card out is the number 33 card, Chameleon. And the card is related to change. Some of us are having to adapt or possibly shift the way that we are relating to others, perhaps the way we are relating to ourselves, or the way that we might be judging our experience. That seems to be coming up intuitively, where some of us may be judging ourselves a little too harshly, maybe in a bit of a comparison mode with others instead of blending into our natural abilities. The chameleon would have us protected from the harsher energies of judgment and competition and comparison. The chameleon would blend into its background, but it would also know when to shift its coloration, right? So some of us may need to shift some perspectives around that. And it's impacting us in our area of intuition, which is really interesting. We also got the number 20 card here, the Feast of Plenty, choices and their consequences. This is where we are being asked to really take some time to ensure that the choices that we're making, that they're truly coming from a place of our intuition, right? And our intuition is in alignment with those choices. And remember, consequences, they can be negative consequences or they can be positive consequences. With this being a Feast of Plenty card and looking at today's astrology, I feel like the intuitive prompts that we follow today are going to feel good to us and likely have more positive consequences than something negative, as long as we're being sure to recognize ourselves as our only competition. We're here to be a better version of who we were yesterday. We're not here to fit in or necessarily change our colors for other people or to do something that would be outside of our safety and comfort zone. I'm all about pushing edges. I'm all about taking risk, but if it feels inauthentic, that's where we have to be careful here. So we've got Chameleon and the Feast of Plenty, choices and consequences as it pertains to connecting with our intuition. Also keeping in mind that to have a clear connection with the intuition, you really need to have those calm spaces. You need to have those calm spaces at times where you can really hear yourself. And I think that's something very important here because I do feel momentum in this energy. I do feel the momentum, and I think it's going to be picking up more and more and more. So, the second collective reading that I wanted to do has to do with embracing your creative expression. So, this one might call to those of you that are creatives, that you are artists, that you are sharing those types of gifts, musicians, music, poetry, writing, painting, sculpting, pottery. I'm really getting that a lot of you enjoy doing that kind of thing. And keeping in mind, it does not matter whether it's your full-time job or a hobby right now. We're just going to let you enjoy your creative expression. Some of you like to dance. And we're being reminded with our creative expression in these astrological energies. We've got the number 16 here, and it's the meerkat and its responsibilities. And so we've got a responsibility to keep our space clear so that we can be in that creative energy. And by space, that could mean your home, your studio, your office, but that also means the space within yourself, a responsibility to keep that clear. And as I gaze upon this card, there's other animals here that I'd like to mention. I'm seeing like the camel. There is what looks like a snow tiger. There's a leopard and a zebra butt. We've got a zebra butt for whatever that might mean, and a hyena. And then we have all these little meerkats, and they seem to have these buckets of paint in front of them. And perhaps their job is to keep their habitat creatively engaged, right? And so we have some of the animals, other animals playing different roles, as we would have other people playing different roles in our life. I don't know who the zebra butt is to you, but that's kind of funny to think that there may be some of you that there's someone in your life who's an ass, you know? So maybe someone who is very black and white, very this or that, yes or no, not really so much going into the different arenas and energies and colors, right? So there may be someone who's a little less creative around you, represented by that zebra butt there. I think that's cute and funny. The hyena can be a bit of a trickster, a bit of a over the line of life and death, right? In these energies. And so the meerkat, though, active, creative, the responsibility of upholding your own creative energies and protecting those as well, and adding color where you need to, being aligned with nature where you need to. We've got also, for those of you creatives who are resonating with this message, we've got the number 31 here. And it says, in the hand, the universe is your partner. So, what I like to remind everyone, and this is kind of a deep concept, but also at the same time very simple if you allow it to be, it's that you are a fractal of the universe. Now, a fractal is not a fraction of, but yet it is a container of the whole. So, you actually hold the entire universe in your hand, in your cells, in your body. You are that. And we each have this path of possibly destiny, possibly predestination, but also free will to choose how we partner with the universe and express ourselves. And for creative expression, it typically is a feeling of freedom. However, we have a number 31 here, and that is 4. That's number 4, a stable number. We've got the responsibility vibe with the meerkat here. Some of you may be neglecting some of your more creative aspects, or you haven't been able to find time. I feel like that's a frustration for some of you, that you have not been able to find time to do your creative ventures the way that you want to here. And so that's what is coming up. Reconnecting with the universe, understanding that you are a fractal of the universe, meaning you get to express in your own unique way. If you think of a diamond and all of the angles reflecting something unique and different, that's what you're bringing to the table. And that's a beautiful, beautiful energy to have. And so keeping that in mind, we are responsible for our creative expression. That could be a little bit of that Saturn square Neptune that I was talking about earlier, where Neptune's like, oh, I just kind of want to daydream. I want to fantasize about this. And wouldn't it be nice if I had all this time for this? And Saturn comes in and says, well, you'll make time. Well, you'll figure it out. You will make time and carve out space for your own creative expression. Okay. And so that's that energy coming in and letting you know, right, that it's time. It's time to maybe strengthen the commitment there. There needs to be some more responsibility to your creative process, whatever that looks like for you. Okay. All right, and our third little mini collective reading today is that of setting intentions for new beginnings. So let's get a Divine Animals Oracle card here. Let me get a sip of my little afternoon coffee here. Okay, setting intentions for new beginnings. We're going to grab a message from the Divine Animals Oracle. Lovely. And from the Shaman's Dream Oracle. While I'm shuffling for this reading, this is just a reminder to everyone that in the description below, I have links to personal readings if you would like an in-depth one-on-one. My personal readings are different from what I do on my channel. I do general readings unless you come on Sunday night, which I'd love to see on Sunday night. You can ask a question. Those are little mini personal readings. But if you really got something you're dealing with and you want to look into the energies, or you just need confirmation and you just need clarity, I do have several different offerings. I also do a really powerful closure session. Now, that's for people who are very serious about letting something from the past go, or someone, and they're ready to move on, but maybe have been having a little trouble with it. If that sounds like you, the closure session is definitely worth the investment. It's about an hour and a half sometimes creeping into 2 hours long of a session. Very powerful and very important kind of work. So definitely check out the description below. You can read through affiliate links that I have that you might be interested in. I have my donation links there as well. So whatever suits your fancy, I wanted to interlude and say a bit about that. Now let's get into these setting intentions for new beginnings, right? Normally, we would think about doing this on the new moon, setting intention each month, and you can work with the moon cycles. But there's also energy in today, March 7th, when I'm doing this particular live, that has that energy. If you're finding this at another time, however, part of my intention is that these readings be timeless. And so I think it is completely up to you how you want to receive this. But it could mean that it comes to you at a time when intention setting is important for you. So we got number 18, Sea Otter Transformation. And isn't this amazing? I mean, we have the sea otter itself. This is kind of wild. We have a fish jumping up on the top side of the water with our character who is in like a sea otter cape, and then we have a sea otter swimming below. I feel like this transformation is coming deep from within the subconscious. I think some of you have been carrying this energy over winter of intention setting, and maybe you've had a little trouble getting going or getting started with something. And that's because connected to the intentions you're setting are some deep transformative energies that may not be fully ready, 100% ready to be shown on the surface yet. I think there's a lot of subconscious work going on here. I think maybe some of the ideas some of you are getting are coming from deep within your own subconscious. I feel like a lot of you have been very busy as well. So there's a busyness kind of energy to this. A lot going on above ground, a lot going on below ground, as within, as without, a lot of alchemy and transformation happening. The number 18 reduces to the number 9 if we just add 1 plus 8. 18 could be a significant number for you. So roll with whatever numbers you've been seeing and what feels good to you. But as I think of the number 9, I think of the hermit, I think of the Virgo energy, I think of being busy, analyzing things, taking inventory on a lot of things. And what's really nice about setting intentions for new beginnings here is that we got also the Moon Maiden, which is new beginnings. And this comes from the Shaman's Oracle. So this is underscoring the importance of us letting things be new. Now, this is a 41 card. That could be an age for some of you. And we have Moon Maiden. And again, this is a more subconscious kind of energy that appears to be rising into possibly the fullness of the moon or the light of the moon here, with the character rising up and it beginning to glow where she is placing one of her hands, right? As if we're piercing a veil or having some sort of breakthrough here. I think that's coming up for some of you. So I really love this energy. The 41 reduces to 5. 4 plus 1 is 5. And this is an acknowledgement that the growth and the transformation that we got here with Sea Otter will not come without some pressure and tension, without some conflict, right? Without some stretch going on here. So it's very interesting. As I have done these readings, I definitely sense some contrasting energies coming up as our advice, as our highest and best messages there. So some of you will be working with these energies in different ways. You just have to follow your own intuition with it and follow your own gut. What is it telling you to do? What is it telling you to uphold for yourself? And I'd like to welcome whoever is coming in. We're actually getting ready to talk about doing the breakout readings. I've just finished some collective messages and we're going to go into the breakout readings today. I'm going to be doing signs today. So I always have a theme for each frequency Friday, and sometimes it's different words or things, but today's a theme. And we're going to do today's theme is the signs. All the signs want their moment in the sun, okay? So I was really feeling it, and fire signs are blazing the trails here. So we're going to start off with Aries today. We're going to start off with Aries. So Aries energy. Okay, I'm just going to reset from the collective energies. Aries, we're going to get you a card from the Wild Mystic Oracle for your overall energy. We are on Aries here. And I'm just going to type Aries up first in the chat, just so y'all know who we're on. We're going to do fire signs first, starting with Aries. Okay. Yes, Aries, you got the energy card, the hummingbird. Ooh la la, I love this card. I love how the hummingbird is collecting the nectar from the moon here. And thank you, Melissa. Yes, isn't that beautiful? This is Native American made. I got it at a special fair and I met the artist. And it's called a treasure trove necklace, meaning that they took beads from many different projects and put it into one treasure. I love it. Yes, thank you so much. Very kind of you to mention that. So back to you, Aries, and those of you who are Aries, energy. Okay, so very interesting that this hummingbird is tapping out the energy of the moon here. I feel like this symbol here is representing the sun, but the hummingbird is very interested in what's going on the moon. Now, this came out in some of the collective readings that I did just prior to these breakouts, where that moon energy, the intuition, breaking through the veil, breaking through the shadows is really something coming up. But for you, Aries in particular, this is a very precise kind of energy. There's something very specific for our Aries brothers and sisters that is being extracted by you, by your greater being, by maybe your will force energy. So you could really be feeling some powerful momentum energy already. We are getting ready to start the new cycle back in your sign pretty soon. So it could be that where you're really gearing up to be seen again, to show up again. Let's get you some tarot cards, tapping further into the Aries powerful energy, this very precise, very targeted energy that you're working with right now. What is this related to? I'm using the Light Seers Tarot here. Ooh, my. Okay, Aries. Well, you're definitely bringing something different to the table this year. You got the Wheel of Fortune. You got the Wheel of Fortune, Aries. This is powerful. I feel as I'm looking at this character, she's got like fuzzy dice around her neck. There is a timing with luck with the timing for you of something. A roll of the dice is going to prove to be lucky. The wheel is turning in your favor. I'm really loving the depiction of the wheel spiraling upwards. So we have kind of this indicator that, yes, we are on a solar spiral of creation. We are in league with the sun, our central star in the solar system, and we are walking this very unique path. Our indigenous brothers and sisters might call it the beauty way or the red road, and you're very much standing on this PowerPoint of your journey where luck is in your favor. And it may not have always been that way. In fact, it feels like for some of you, you're like, it's about time. It's about time for me to be feeling like I can move forward authentically in my energies. And what's really beautiful as well, Aries, is that you're bringing in this knowing. Now, I'm going to pull a few cards, one for our masculine Aries and one for our feminine. But this is the energy of being magnetizing. The Queen of Pentacles, she magnetizes her resources to her. And I really like this because the Aries energy typically is the go-getter, is the doer. But here, your Aries energy gets to take a little bit of a rest, a little bit of a respite, and just say, okay, I'm going to let some things come to me. And maybe it is due to your push and your go-getter attitude and your hard work from before. And this is coming back now. So it's a time to magnetize and receive some gifts and some of the things you've been looking for. And then what you get to do is fire it up with the Queen of Wands. So once you have the gift, so you get that golden pentacle there, then you get to see what you could do next. I feel like for some of you, you're going to be maybe reinvesting in yourself in some way. You could be reinvesting in a business. Some of you could be taking courses. You may be doing some sort of school, advanced schooling program or something like that. For others of you, it kind of feels like a time on stage or a time where you're going to be seen a bit more than you were before. So I don't know if some of you are maybe kicking up your own YouTube channels or getting on video or being a little more present with certain people in your life here. All in all, the energy for Aries feels extremely attractive. It feels good. It feels very precise, like very trusting, but very precise. Like, I know what I want and I know how to get it. I know how to extract it now. And again, I'm going to say for Aries previously, this did not feel super aligned. So it may have been a little time in the making. We're going to pull a few more tarot cards from the Hide Tarot. And I want to see what's kind of going on under the surface for you, Aries. So if we're looking at some of the more subconscious type energies, what's brewing? What's going on under the surface for you? Oh my gosh, you are thinking about love and romance here. We have the Two of Cups with the Rose here, partnership, love life, contemplating that, or this is kind of what's under the surface motivating you, is driving you. Maybe some of you have a partner who really helps you blossom and be seen, or you're working to manifest that. Because some of you have that attractive energy with that Queen of Pentacles. It could be in the form of a relationship that's coming in for you. And then this other card is the Ten of Cups, the spell. Ooh, I think this is interesting. I think this is showing the dichotomy between what you really experience here and what you think you want. Okay, so what you think you want maybe doesn't line up with how you will truly experience something beautiful. So we might need to have a little bit of that backstep, Aries, from I wish it was like this, or possibly you're focusing too much, especially in relationships, on someone else's potential and not what they're really doing. Hi, Pam. Hello. Good to see you here. So that could be the case. We're on the Aries reading right now, and we're doing little breakouts. But yeah, under the surface, Aries, you're definitely thinking about love. You're definitely thinking about partnership. You're definitely thinking about relationships. And taking it back to your overall energy here with the hummingbird, I think you're really trying to extract something important of how you want to be in relationship. You definitely want it to be authentic. You definitely want it to be real. And there's this sense I get that you just don't have time to mess around. There's no messing around with people who are fooling around, you're just not having it. Okay, Aries, to close out, I want to get one card from the Journey to the Divine Masculine and look at the masculine Aries energies, and then we'll pull one for the feminine. So, of course, if you're listening and we're not on your sign and you have to go, don't worry. The replay will have all the timestamps. You can come back to your sign later. Let's go ahead and get the feminine. This is, I'm starting to get hot. It's getting hot in here. Aries is doing something. I knew we had to go with fire signs first. I feel like I'm going to cool off afterwards probably, but whew. All right. So the masculine energies bring in the dice, the dice. So the very first tarot card you got was this Wheel of Fortune, and she's wearing fuzzy dice around her neck. And it says chance, wanting to take a leap of faith. That's the Fool card energy, ready to take a chance, not wanting to miss out on an opportunity. Again, I felt like the energies are moving toward luck for you, are moving towards something working out. It feels more positive. That doesn't mean you don't feel like you're taking a risk, though. But with this being the masculine energy, I'm willing to bet you're going to go ahead and roll that dice there. You're going to roll the dice, and come what may, you're going to figure it out. The feminine here, the feminine energy is speaking of a lesson, valuable soul lessons needed to make the self whole again. Very interesting. This is really carrying me into the energy of investing in yourself that I got with those two queens, the Queen of Pentacles and the Queen of Wands for you, Aries, where I said some of you might be taking a course or a lesson, or you're going to study something for yourself. You're reinvesting into your own knowledge. You're reinvesting into your own wisdom. There's something you want to know. For some of you, this is tied to relationships and love. You may be studying like attachment patterns, communication in relationships and things like that. You may be going through some courses for yourself with that energy. Okay, that's what we got for Aries today. Very, very cool. I'm going to set the oracle cards aside, but the tarot cards go back in. I always get the fresh oracle cards for every sign, but tarot can come up more than once for more than one sign. We're going to go to Leo next. Leo Lions. Leo Lions. All right, Leo, let's get your overall energy from the Wild Mystic Oracle. If I have any Leos on. Hello, hello. Big roar. Now, from the Wild Mystic Oracle, you got the Ravens, and it says secret. And one of the ravens is holding the lock, and the other raven is holding the key. The lock and key, secret. Ooh, Leo, what are you keeping secret right now? What's the big secret? I'm going to need a drink of water here. What's your big secret, Leo? Do you have a secret? Does someone else have a secret? We're going to find out. Let's get some tarot cards. Woo, one fell out for you here. This is the Light Seers Tarot. A very vibrant deck. I like using it. All right, Leo, you got the Star, the Five of Pentacles, and the Three of Pentacles. Let's look at this star here. Something has really called to your heart. And I even think in this card, I always think Leos, they have that wild, like wind blowing, their hair blowing in the wind. They always, even bald Leos, for some reason, it's like they have great hair, but they're bald. They just have this energy that comes off like a lion's mane. And I'm getting that here. And I'm getting that it's like a fierce, but it's heart connected kind of energy here. Yeah. We got one Leo in the house here, Pam. Yeah. This is bright. This is wish fulfillment. This is a very positive card for you. So I don't know what the secret is here. Maybe you're going to surprise people with what you're doing or what you know or something that you're showing others here. You do have a little bit of inner work going on here. We've got the Five of Pentacles. And again, we've got what? We've got the key and we've got the lock, and it's just sitting there. I think you got some sort of secret talent, gift, or ability that this doesn't feel like one of those secrets of like, oh, I've got this like family secret. I mean, it could be for some of you, or I've got this thing I don't tell a lot of people, or I keep really private. There could be those energies, but this feels more like unlocking and tapping into something that others might be a little surprised that you can do. Maybe you can hula hoop for like 5 minutes and no one knew, maybe Maybe you can tap dance, you know, maybe you can sing and you haven't used your voice in a while. This energy, it wants to be unlocked. And that's why we see the character here is feeling a little mopey, feeling a little down, feeling a little like, I can't do that. I can't show that. Maybe there's pain in the past, the last time you did this or you showed up for yourself or you did something. Maybe there was some teasing or someone made fun of you. For some of you, it could have been a long, 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 long time ago. Could have been past life even for some of you, that long ago. And so there's some sort of block there. Maybe some of you are forming a band. I don't know why I want to say that. Or you plan to work with other people to make something, to create something. Or that would be your ideal. You would like to have others with you, creating, weaving, and bringing things together. There is a little bit of feeling with this and it being secret and the lock and the key that some of you choose to keep whatever this gift, talent, ability, or interest is a little more secretive, because when you have talked about it or shown it in the past, it hasn't been received super well. And it's just maybe something that you have to find the right people to talk about this thing to. It can't just be anyone. It's got to be the people that are going to support you. It's got to be people who are going to hold the weaving for you. It's got to be someone who's going to help you untangle the yarn. So there's that energy going on. You have some sort of information that feels more rare, that doesn't feel like everybody knows it or it's common knowledge. This feels more rare, like a more rare kind of information, a more forward thinking kind of information, or maybe even way of living or lifestyle, more progressive than what we have going on right now. So some of you are a little bit quieter about that because you don't want to be caught up in the people judging you or trying to pigeonhole you one way or another. Okay. Now I asked the tarot, the Hide Tarot. I love using this one for the subconscious energies. What's underneath all this? You got the Two of Wands with the cocoon. So this to me feels like that lock may stay locked a little longer. And while I can see the butterfly's wings almost through this like translucent cocoon, the actual momentum forward, Leo, is not quite there yet. It's not quite there yet. But it's coming. It's becoming more clear. I'm starting to see some patterning there. And with the Wheel of Fortune coming in, now this is kind of the energy that I was feeling for Aries. This is a 4-leaf clover. It feels like things are going to change in a more positive direction. Some of you are going to be linking up with people who support your unique knowledge, wisdom, or talent. The thing that you don't share with just anyone. Some of you are going to be linking up with people who finally you trust enough to be able to share that information with them. Lots of changes on the horizon. Things are moving underneath the surface to make that happen. We still have a little bit of growth. We still have a little bit of pain to go through to break out of this chrysalis here. So something wants to be acknowledged there. There could be a period of healing here that's going on for our Leos. Feels a little bit like maybe licking the wounds and letting them heal. And I'm getting the message, like, for some of you, don't pick at the scars. Don't pull the scars off. Let it heal completely. Let it heal naturally. Put the salve on it, that kind of a thing. All right, I want to get a message for our masculine Leos from Journey to the Divine Masculine, and then I'll get a message from the feminine, and we'll see what is up here. So the masculine energies are going to kind of show the active energies of, yeah, this is what we're dealing with. This is what we're actually going through. This is what we're moving through. And the feminine usually kind of has what's under the surface. You may not see it. It may not be at the forefront, but it's there as well. And the masculine energies for Leo are bringing up the card of hardship, pushing a boulder up a mountain here. So this is very honest. I appreciate that about the masculine energies. It would be very direct. So some of you, you have this secret ability, you have this secret talent, you have this secret wisdom. And it's part of your heart's journey and your soul's mission to share that. It's part of your dreams and desires to share that. Some of you are waiting for the right people to line up to help you with that. You need more support. You have to have the proper support in place, or it feels a bit like an uphill journey. So you need some friends coming to help you push this boulder. And that's what the masculine energy is saying. So some of you may be really focused on enriching your friendships, enriching your support around you. Could be partners, could be people at work that would help you. It could be someone that is like-minded, like-hearted. And for others of you, this astrology today is all about new intentions. It could be about setting the intention. But look what the feminine is showing us. So we've got this kind of hardship on the surface where it feels like things are really big and really hard and we're going uphill. But it says here, love, unconditional love, or loves unconditionally and unselfishly with no limitations, which is beautiful energy. That's the lion heart. That's Leo. That is the epitome of how Leo shines in the world. Big-hearted energy, very big-hearted. And just remember, you've been doing it alone. You don't have to do it alone. There's supportive energy coming in or arriving around you. So you do not have to be pushing that boulder alone. For some of you, this is going to be a little bit of a taking the risk to trust someone with the information that you have and that you want to share. Okay? You don't have to start super big. I know Leos like to go big. It's kind of like a go big or go home energy on one hand. But on another hand, you don't have to do that. You can take a little lion cub step, and that's just fine. Don't pressure yourself too hard here because it feels important. And so it's okay to take your time with that. Okay, so we've done Aries, we've done Leo, and now we're doing Sagittarius up now. All right, we're getting through these fire signs. I'm telling you, I'm feeling the heat here. Fire signs have a way of lighting it up. We're going to go to the Wild Mystic Oracle for Sagittarius. All right, Saggy. It's interesting how the energies shift between each little mini reading here. Ooh, Sagittarius coming in with the narwhal energy. You've got freedom. And it's so interesting. This is definitely giving me a Pisces vibe, and we are in Pisces season at the time of this reading, but it could be a Pisces energy for those of you tuning in later. Coming up, even though these are the narwhals, they're like the unicorns of the ocean. They're kind of magical, right? But they also, they get to the point here. They get to the point, and I feel like you're kind of at that. Like, some of you are at a tipping point when it comes to freedom. It could be job related for some of you. Like if you don't feel like if you're being micromanaged, for example, that's not feeling right for you, Saggy. You don't do well in those kinds of environments because you operate from being able to, what the goal is. And once you're pointing in that direction, you're going to achieve it. You don't need somebody telling you how to get there. Some of you might be dealing with that kind of situation where somebody's a little too bossy, kind of get a bossy energy around you. Yeah, some of you may be changing jobs here, possibly, or even relationships if somebody's feeling a little kind of under the thumb in their relationship. You got the 5 of Cups here. Something's not making you feel good. And I don't even get that you're sad about it. You're just kind of like, well, what's the point? If I know the goal and I can work to get there, but somebody's breathing down my neck all the time, what's the point? There's an overbearing kind of energy around you, and it kind of puts you in that more nihilistic kind of energy of like, why would I give it my all? They're just going to tell me what to do anyway. It really doesn't feel good with this freedom energy that has come up for you. And I think you're getting real clear emotionally right now about how that's going to go. And you're going to hit the ground running somewhere. You're going to take off, right? Knight of Swords, very fast moving energy. Once you've made up your mind here, some of you have not made up your mind, and that's okay. Maybe you're working through about how you feel about it. But once you make up your mind, you're going to take off and you're going to hit the open road. And that's what's going to feel more free to you. But your mind has to be made up. It's like once that happens, click, boom, you're gone. So some of you might be leaving a relationship, might be leaving a situation, but whatever it is, whether it's job, romance, friendship, this other energy definitely feels very overbearing and bossy and controlling. So you're going to take off, hit the road, yay, freedom, right? You're like, okay. But then there's a new beginning coming in. Now, this is very practical. This is related to finances. So some of you are concerned about that. There is a new beginning here, new resources coming in. And it feels like more in alignment with what you've planted for yourself, with what you want to grow for yourself, not somebody else's idea, Saggy, of what you should do, but your own personal nurturing of yourself and your abilities and a new opportunity coming in. So it's looking fortunate there in that way. That Wheel of Fortune energy is very interesting. I've been studying and walking the path with this card lately. And this is the one I have up here in front of me. And just to remind me and I work with it every day, and I work with the different symbolism. And it's coming up in these readings, the energy. So there's shifting going on here, which feels really nice. The wheel is turning. It's interesting because in the card, the fixed signs are all around that. Well, maybe we'll go into that later. Maybe we'll do next time. We'll do like fixed signs, cardinal signs. That would be fun, right? We'll break it out a little different next time. All right. What's under the surface for you, Sagittarius? What's going on? So here you are. You're dealing with something. You're kind of like, or someone, and you're like, oh, I don't like their energy. They're overbearing. They're bossy. That doesn't work for me. You get the Tiger, the Page of Pentacles in this particular deck. Inside you is very powerful energy. I do not think it's on the surface right now because, like I said, it feels like some of you are being held back or held down or unappreciated. So your true power and your ability to just knock out those goals, it's not there because somebody's trying to interfere, tell you what to do. You don't like that. You don't like that. And I feel like I would be not at all surprised if some of you are having tigers cross your path. Tigers are coming into your dream time. Something about the tiger is coming up because it certainly is representative of your power underneath the surface. Okay. We also have the Death card here. This is Scorpio energy, so very close to your sign. Some of you could be cuspers on that Saggy Scorpio cusp. The Statue of Death card. And I feel the energy of the statue in this 5 of Cups. Like, why would I keep putting energy into this? I'm not really getting to do this on my own. I'm not really getting to express myself the way I want to. So it's time for this to end, this job, this boss, this manager, this relationship, this parent who could be trying to come in. There are parents that do that even after the kids are grown, who try to come in and tell them how to be, what to do. And it's just not going to hold up for you. Your power is rising up, and you're going to burst out of this like statue energy of this. What's the point? Let's face it, you can't go on in this nihilistic energy forever. I mean, maybe you have to arrange some things and make some plans, but it's looking like things are coming around for you when you make the move. When you make up your mind and make the move, it's done and it's done. And that's what it feels like for Sagittarius. Pretty direct here, pretty straightforward. Let's see what the masculine energies say. So a masculine card for our Saggies and a feminine card here. All right, so the masculine energies are saying karma. And I feel like this has to do with the energy that's trying to hold you down. Karmic debts owned from past or present life. Okay, so maybe we'll be open to the possibility that maybe for some of you Sagittarians, you have some sort of karmic debt with this person, this bossy, overbearing person, okay? But I feel like that the ticket's it's up, it's done, fulfilled, right? The debt is paid, time to move on, and then that other person can go on and whatever karmic circumstances they want to get involved in, that's fine. But it feels like this contract is up. I feel you moving out of it, and chalk it up to experience. And instead, the feminine energy is saying, hey, nurture this Ace of Pentacles. Nurture what you're creating for yourself. This also, the hands are holding the soil and the baby plant. That's a place of power with this Page of Pentacles. These are really, really beautiful energies all together for you, Sagittarius. You're going to be making a move, and it's looking really good. It's looking really good. It's looking like a power move to me. So that's good energy for you, because again, I don't think any sign really, we all have our ways of, dealing with freedom and feeling held back, but Saggies just, like you just know, and you're kind of done with that. Okay, so we have air, water, and earth left. Who's up next? Earth. Earth is coming up strong next. We're going to go with Capricorn. So Capricorn is up now. Let's get an overall energy for Capricorn from the Wild Mystic. Ooh, I forgot the timestamp for Saggy. Cappy. I'll go back and get the Sagittarius one for Capricorn. I got your timestamp, and we're going to get you a card from the Wild Mystic Oracle. Whoa, these cards are a sticking today. You're talking to me, though. You're bringing one out here. It's stuck out the side. Stuck out the top, and then it stuck out the side. And ooh, you've got this really cool, and there's a lot of duality in these cards today. You got like the Egyptian cats, mystery. And in between the two cats, there's like a crown. And they're like nose to nose. It does feel Egyptian to me for some of you Capricorns here. So, it kind of reminding me, Leo got secret and you have mystery. So if you have Leo in your chart, Cappy, check out that energy. We've got cats here again. So that could be the Leo energy kind of popping through here. Yeah. Okay. There's also this feeling of royalty, or stepping into that king energy, queen energy, main character energy. Cappy, let's get some tarot cards for you here. While I'm doing this, be sure you like this video, share, subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. I have a lot of content. Just a reminder, I will be live in 2 days on Sunday evening answering questions live. So you get to come on, ask a question, and you get a mini reading. So check that out. A couple days here. All right. Capricorn, you got the World, the Knight of Cups, the Knight, the dude, and then the Nine of Cups. But the Nine of Cups came up in reverse. You're showing me an ending. You're showing me feeling done with something too. I feel the Pluto energy coming up for you. So we've had those big transitions from Pluto being in Capricorn, and then when Aquarius, Capricorn, Aquarius, Capricorn, finally back in, and now we've moved out of that. So that's this cycle coming to an end for you. You're still moving through this powerful portal for yourself, Cappy. Some of you are getting offers of love, or some sort of romance has been reignited for you. The sense of romance, even if you're single, this could mean buying flowers for yourself, taking yourself on a date, getting a fancy dessert and enjoying it, something like that. This Knight of Cups is offer of love, but it's romantic, it's more sensual, it's more experiential. So I think some of you might need to be getting in that kind of environment for yourself. This Nine of Cups coming up in reverse really feels to me like there are things that you feel like are out of your control, that are kind of hitting your heart like in a rough kind of way. So instead of you feeling joyful, you're feeling a little bit like, I don't know where this is going to land. This could be something to do with someone else. So if you're not feeling like this bit of chaotic emotional energy inside yourself, you could be feeling it for someone you care about here and not knowing how it's going to land. Remember, we had the mystery card as the overall energy. Something to do with someone else, possibly. You're not sure where things are going to land. Could be relationship wise. But there are also offers of love here. Very interesting. Maybe it's a bit of a topsy-turvy kind of start or reset for a relationship, which is okay. Sometimes we need to take the time for that to, we need things to settle a bit, especially if it's dealing with another person. And I do feel another presence here for the Capricorns. So let's see what's lying underneath the surface for you here, Cappy. Those Pluto energies are still affecting you, and that's okay. It's a huge cycle to close out. Here we go. Okay. Now here, what's interesting is underneath the surface, Capricorn, you're showing me everything's good. That's why I think everything's good with you. This reverse energy of the Nine of Cups could be you watching someone else kind of be in a bit of a chaotic situation or a free fall, and there's nothing you can do, you can hold space and be there, but there's nothing, they have to figure that part out there. But underneath the surface here, you have the doe with the Nine of Pentacles. This is a soft and gentle energy, but also an energy of recognition, of recognizing of the accomplishments, the things that you've done. And I'm kind of getting the sense, you see how she has her head up? You know how they bend down, they eat the grass, and then they hear something and they kind of pop up? It's kind of this alert kind of sense, but in a more like, oh, me, like kind of way, not in an alert, like, oh, danger, but in, oh, it's me, and it's your energy rising up in kind of this soft but strong, aware kind of way. The Nine of Pentacles is an amazing card. I mean, it really signifies that you're really close to accomplishing something. And this could have to do with work for some of you. You're close to getting a raise. You're close to getting promoted, something like that. You're so like, oh, me, like they picked me. Oh my gosh, I got the job or whatever. That's what it feels like to me. So something coming through for you. You may not see it yet though. Remember, this is the under the surface energy that's bubbling up. And then you got the moth, the page of wands. I love moth energy. It's like the butterflies of the night, right? So I love how moths are like drawn to light, and I think you're being drawn. I think you're very curious about what's coming next and what's lighting up next for you, but I don't know that it's going to be revealed. Remember, like the moth sometimes can blend in, like sometimes when a moth lands on a tree, they blend right in with the tree bark and it's almost impossible to see it. So there's that element of mystery that's coming through. And I think it's connected to trust. It's kind of trusting yourself in these energies and even your subconscious energies, that this is a part of your path. And that you may not know. That's why it seems like this deer is like, oh, me, like out of nowhere, possibly. And I'm feeling that in the very beginning, I talked about some of the astrology. So there was the Mercury conjunct Uranus. It's unexpected news and something possibly very innovative. And it feels like a plus for you, or like a rising up or a coming up into something more powerful. Let's get the masculine energy for our Capricorns here. Masculine energy, please. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Too many cards all sticking, wanted to fly out together. We're just doing one right now. And the feminine energies for our Capricorns. All righty. Ooh, Cappy, this is cool. I want this reading. I did say in the beginning, we can embrace the readings, not only in our charts, but even if we have nothing in that area of our chart, we can still embrace it. So the masculine energy is saying, boom, synchronicities. This is what you watch for. Okay. So you may not know exactly how things are going to work out with the other person that I talked about. You don't know exactly how things are going to line up for you, that promotion, that next level, that raise. But you're going to know it's coming because you're going to be seeing the synchronicities. I think some of you already have. I think they've been quite obvious. We've got a 444 here. That is a number of stability. That is a number of security. Something is coming in and you will know. So the mystery is there of exactly what and how maybe it comes through, but the synchronicities are reassuring you and you can rely on those and lean into those. The feminine energies are showing your spirituality, which I think is very beautiful here. I think it has a lot to do with what you're bringing with you from the former phase or season of life that you've gone through. You're bringing the best of your spirit, the best of your soul through this portal and into the next. And honestly, you're this newer energy that is on the other side of this experience as you're coming further and further through the portal. It feels very auspicious. It feels, because you have chosen to make sure that you bring the best of your spirituality forward, of your connectedness to nature, your connectedness to the divine, your connectedness to creation, because you're bringing that with you as one of the most precious gifts that you've gained from the previous season of life. That's absolutely beautiful. You know how there's that saying, you can't take it with you, but your soul and your spirit, those are something immortal, right? And you will take that with you. So it's just so important that you've brought that along. And I think that's beautiful energy. All right, Virgo, 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 Virgo. Let's go, Virgo. Do a little cheer for Virgo. Virgo's up next. So, okay. So we have done Aries, we have done Leo, we have done Saggy, we have done Cappy, and now we're up Virgo, up and now. Okay, just dropping it in for people that join. Let's get a card for Virgo from the Wild Mystic. Oracle here. Overall energy for Virgo, please. Okay, you're speaking up. And you got our little lizard guys here. Grow. A period of growth going on for our Virgos here. Ooh, looky look. Okay, so I'm seeing a triangle too, and a triskele, Triskele. It's a Celtic symbol on the tail of that lizard. I'm loving that. I feel kind of like a wheel feeling in here, kind of going with the theme of the Wheel of Fortune, popping up a lot. Ooh. For some of you, there's a third energy coming in. Some of you Virgos. Do we have some children coming? Do we have some babies on the way, maybe, for some of you Virgos? Possibly. Also could be a spirit baby for some of you. Oh my goodness, now you're really talking. Could be a spirit baby energy for some of you coming through to say hello. Could be creation energy, all right? So if it's not in the form of a baby, it could be something that you're birthing, since this is a growth, something that you're birthing into the world. I really like the confidence I'm seeing in you, Virgo. This is Leo energy here. We have the big lion in the background. So if you have Leo in your chart, be sure to go back to that timestamp and check out that reading, Virgo. But there's also a relaxed nature to this king. He's got one hand in his pocket. He's got the wand in the other hand, and he's not coming off as commanding in a scary kind of way or like overbearing. He's just kind of like, hey, it's me. This is who I am. And I'm feeling good about who I am. And I'm growing and I'm learning but I have learned a lot. And look here, he has the lizard on his shirt. For some of you, I feel a lot of fast movement. You know how the lizards kind of run across your path? They're kind of fast and elusive. You've been able to lock down some of that more scattered energy that may have been part of your experience before, Virgo. And you're commanding a new presence now, but you're doing so in such a chillaxed way, it feels good. Like I do not feel threatened by this king at all. I feel like, oh, maybe I should see what his story is, though. Maybe I should see what his deal is. And the reason I say, you're also moving into something new is because you got the Six of Swords. So here you are, you've been through this maybe more scattered energy. Things have been a little turbulent. It's been some stormy seas. And now you're being guided to the calmer waters. You're being guided ashore. I think you're going to feel much more grounded in the next few weeks to months than you have before. I think that has to do with this growth here. Sometimes when we grow or we go through these periods of growth that feel kind of scattered or feel a little bit elusive to us of like, what are we doing? How do we get there kind of thing? It can be a little bit, what's the word? Can be a little bit choppy. It can be a little bit back and forth. You could have had a lot of confusing thoughts about things, but what this card shows is that that's going to start evening out. So instead of being so choppy, the waves are going to kind of get calmer and calmer until you feel like you're ashore. And so the thoughts then slow down some and become more calm. And then you got this really cool Five of Cups here. I say really cool because it's not the most fun card to get, okay? It usually means there's something you're not seeing emotionally speaking. This came up was this Saggy? I think this might have been Saggy's reading, but I'm getting a little bit different vibe for you, Virgo, here. This feels like pain being released, honestly. And it could come from this journey that you've been on in these choppy waters and maybe some issues with relationships. These things have all kind of been like growing pains for you. So it has been scattered. It has been elusive. You've had a hard time putting your finger on like what's wrong all the time. I think you've been surprised at times about something's wrong, but you didn't realize something was wrong, you know, but something was wrong. And then out of nowhere, you realize something's wrong and you have to kind of figure that out and kind of work through the emotions connected to that. But you will there. And that's part of growth. Part of growth is figuring that out. It's coming to the awareness that, okay, the value to that part of the journey that was kind of chaotic, that was kind of choppy, that was kind of haphazard, has helped me grow into who I am today. And I might not have some of the confidence that I have without having been on that part of the path. Okay, let's look at the underlying energies with the high tarot here. Whew. And I'm also getting a little hot here, Virgo. My temperature is kind of increasing here. Like it's a bit, things might have been a bit heated for you, or emotionally speaking, especially. Let's get a little drink of water here. And then we're going to look at here, we have the dragon. And in this particular deck, the dragon is representative of the Four of Cups. It almost is like kind of one of those like Gila monster dragons or the Komodo dragon kind of vibe, right? So when we think about the lizards and we think about the elusive energies, this is a more forward facing kind of energy, which is very interesting for the Four of Cups. Usually the Four of Cups is about you ignoring something. I don't think so for you. I think you're actually going to face something head on. Whereas before, things were kind of over here, over here, over here. Now you may feel more focused. You may feel like I know what I want and I know what I don't want. And you're going to face things a bit more straightforward, head on. That's the direction I want to go. And then Virgo, you also got the beetle, the 10 of Wands. Now, this is one of those dung beetles, right, that can carry like a really heavy load on its back, like some crazy number times its weight, right? But do you really want to carry that amount of pressure, Virgo? Along the way here, as part of this growth cycle, have you picked up some things that maybe you don't need to pick up? And it might be time to lay some of that burden down so you can meet what you really want to focus on head on. I think some of you, you're really like your field of experience for you Virgos is like way out here and it's kind of crazy, but it's coming into focus. Like this is what it feels like. The energy is moving into focus and you're going to be facing it head on. It feels good. It feels empowering. Feels like the direction that you would want to be moving, honestly. Let's get you, masculine energies popping out. We're going to get you a card from the Journey to the Divine Masculine and the Journey to the Divine Feminine. If you're just joining, be sure to like and subscribe if you haven't already. If you're just popping back in, hello again. Lovely to have you here. All right, Virgo, the masculine energy is coming through as independent. This is you facing things, knowing, having this confidence that you can stand on your own 2 feet and face forward and be strong. Because why? Because this growth period that you've been through has come with a lot of knowledge and wisdom. And so this is not a bad thing. Independence is not a bad thing. It does not mean you're alone. So keep that in mind, Virgo. Doesn't mean you're alone to be independent. It just means that you feel really good about what's going on in here. And you're able to stand in that in the world. And your feminine energies, Virgo, are bringing in balance, feeling harmonious within due to the masculine and feminine energies being in balance. So right now, it's important for the masculine energies to be a bit independent. It's okay for you to be in the spotlight. I don't feel like your presence is super overbearing or commanding in the way that it's, really icky gregarious or some sort of like, ego thing. This feels really stable. This feels really strong. And it's because you've balanced out these energies. and you're taking the important part of the growth with you. There may be some emotions in here that are kind of smoothing out as you go, but honestly, it's looking pretty empowering. It's looking like this is exactly where you need to be, and the focus is getting greater and greater and greater. So that's some work, right? We're seeing how the different signs work through different themes and energies. We've got Taurus up next. Taurus, the bull. All right, we're just moving in. So we've done our, let's see, we've done our Aries, we've done our Leo, we have done our Saggy, our Cappy, our Virgo, and we're at Taurus. Taurus is up now. Okay, so let's do Taurus. This is the Wild Mystic Oracle. We're going to get a card for your overall energies, Taurus. So we've done fire, we've done earth, and then we'll do water and air too. I don't know what order. We'll see after Taurus here. All right, Taurus. Ooh, yes. We have like the warthog or the boar with the victory card. Taurus feeling a victory. And it, these are kind of like the lower to the ground kind of bulls. They're fierce. They're like a bull, like think about a bull chasing you. You think about like one of these boars chasing you, right? But this is your energy, Taurus. So you're feeling powerful. You're feeling like the momentum, the victory, an accomplishment, golden star, a feather on your cap. It's feeling good. So some sort of energy of working out. Awaken your mind. Bonjour, bonjour. Yes, we love the wild mystic. Totally. All right, Taurus, let's get you some tarot cards here. Oh, wowie, wow, Taurus. All right, you kind of surprised me with one of the cards here. You come in with this Queen of Cups. So this victory that I'm feeling and you feeling kind of like that on top of the world energy. This is really beautiful. I wasn't expecting this to come out. Your heart is in some sort of alignment. Some of you, it feels like an ignition with your life force, with your soul force, with your will force, what you're putting out into the world with this victory energy here. It's something that's in alignment that you're putting out, and it's in a good place. It's in a good place. I like the powerful energy I feel from the victory card, and I like the softer energies, the balance that comes in with these softer energies of the Queen of Cups. This is a state of overflow for you, Taurus. Probably feeling pretty lucky and auspicious right now. Okay. Probably feeling some really good energies. That's what it seems like to me. Now, practically speaking, though, so we're feeling these good, like emotional energies. We're feeling the heart. Practically speaking, you get the Two of Pentacles. Now, you're an earth sign, so the pentacles are a little bit more familiar to you. I don't know if the physical manifestation of this victorious, beautiful, cupful kind of feeling has fully manifested yet for you. I think there's some things still being worked out. Maybe you still have a decision to make about something or someone. I'm also for you, I'm feeling that Saturn square Neptune energy that I talked about at the very beginning when I did the intro and the collective messages. Saturn square Neptune, it's about our dreams and the reality, okay? I think you're trying to bridge a gap there between your dreams and the reality. You have the ignition, you have the full heart, you're feeling good about moving forward with this. And I think that's what you're going to have to do. You're just going to have to move forward in order to bridge this that wants to be bridged here. This with this. The Neptune energies or the Saturn energies together with the reality, right? So Again, this came up for another sign, but it feels kind of like what you thought, how you thought it might go is not been how it has actually come into being. So you're bridging some sort of gap there. And up next, we have the 10 of Pentacles. You're going to ground it in. This is what you do. You're a Taurus. You're going to ground it into the earth, and it's going to become more material for you, more real for you. This is the Saturn energies having taught you a lesson, right? And not letting Neptune get carried away in fairy tale, right? Fantasy. It's a little bit of a disconnect at first, but it looks like it's going to come together for you. You still have a little bit of journeying to do there, but all in all, you're in the right energy for it, which is what is feeling really good to me. So let's see what's under the surface here for you, Taurus, because there's always stuff under the surface for all of us. This is the Hide Tarot. It's in all black and white, and I love it. I like color too, but sometimes I like just the black and white, the contrast, right? So you got the 9 of Wands and the 3 of Cups. Now, here we have the 9 of Wands appearing as the ghost. For some of you, some of what you may be bridging or healing or bringing together has to do with family and ancestry. So there could be, that could be the bridge that you're walking right now. This could also be more of those elusive Neptune energies kind of popping up out of the subconscious, having you a little bit cautious at times, I think, maybe a little hesitant. You could have this underlying hesitancy at times, maybe, why do I have that? Or why do I hold back? Some of this has to do with your ability to socialize and get out with people and have a little fun. Your heart's looking good right now, so it might be a really nice time to do that. I think it's kind of one of those situations where if you get yourself out there, it's going to feel good, but you're kind of like, oh, I don't know if I'll have a good time doing this, but you end up having a good time. And you've got the fish here. You got some Pisces energy coming up with the 3 of Cups. Some of you could have Pisces in your chart, or this is just about being in the flow and being with friends and like-minded, like-hearted people, where each of you can be unique, and at the same time you're floating in the same part of the ocean, right? You're hanging out. This is a real good community feel to me. Some of you, it feels like, could be in situations where you have married in or you're dating and somebody has a big family. Maybe at first that's a little overwhelming to you, but at the same time, this strength card here with victory here with the boar, it feels like you can just be you, even if this big family wasn't your experience before. For some of you, there could be healing going on with families, and that's fine. That happens a lot, all the time. I see it in readings. The energy's coming up that way. All right. Let's get a masculine card for our Taurans, and let's get a feminine card here. All right, so for our male Taurans, or the masculine active energies, we got overload. Ooh, that might be what has you a little bit feeling pulled in too many different directions. At times, I think these energies for you right now are so big that you're like, whoa, let me just, I got to get these grounded. I got to ground these energies in. So just a quick story. I know my mom came from a small family where, there wasn't a big extended family, but my dad came from a large family. And I know when she got in that energy of being around everybody, even though they were loving and accepting and wonderful, it was like, oh my gosh, I'm like family overload here. I don't know what to do with myself, right? And she kind of tells how sometimes that was a little bit overwhelming for her because she came from a smaller family unit. Some of you could be dealing with those dynamics, right? Or going from like working at for like a small, like maybe you were consulting or doing something with a small group of people, and now you're in a bigger group and having to get used to that. I still see you showing up in your strength and your power and showing up as yourself. But that can be it can be a little difficult sometimes. Now, the feminine energy is bringing up pictures. Some of you might be taking a little trip down memory lane when I get this family energy. You could be looking at pictures from the past. Some of you could be dealing with a friend that has been lost and you're looking at memories. I know in my class, my graduating class, we just lost someone to cancer. Just found that out a few days ago. I mean, and I'm going to be 50. It's rough. It's young, kids, everything. That's rough. Some of you are going through a little bit of a sensitive time there, I think, with family, new family, old family, new friends, old friends. But you are being encouraged to be yourself and keep getting in these environments with others where you can be seen as you. That's important for you, Taurus, right now. All right, everyone, it's time to pick either water or air. I think we're going with air. Air signs are going to blow in now. So let's see. Let me put this in the chat. So we've done Aries, Leo, Saggy, Cappy, Virgo, Taurus, and we're going to do Libra first here. We're going to do Libra. So I feel like Libra doesn't always get to go first. So they're going to get to go first. We're going to balance out the energies here with a little Libra energy. Let me get the timestamp. This is one thing I have to remind myself to do. We're going to do the Libra energies here. All right, Libra. What's your overall energy? We're getting wild. We're getting mystic here. Oh, determination. Determination nation. We got the Pisces energy showing up here. Oh my goodness, Libra. You're making the most of this season. You're making the most of this season right now. All right, let's see. What are you so determined about? What's going on, Libras? Check the scales. Check the scales. You betcha. We've got the scales of the Libra, and we've got some scales on these fish here too. Got all kinds of scales. My kids are at that point. They're learning, how words mean different things. That's a fun one. Trying to teach the English language. Oh boy, to children is fun because a lot of times it doesn't make sense. And you have to kind of admit it doesn't make sense all the time. All right, so Libra, what is going on with you? You're very determined here. So things are looking pretty nice for you with this 9 of Pentacles, Libra. Like, okay, you've had some accomplishments. There's some feathers in your cap here. You're feeling pretty good about what you have around you. Maybe some of your resources are coming in, falling into place for you, helping you feel a bit more balanced, or like things are in order for you, which is good. And there's also this sense that I get for you of like, it doesn't have to be at the risk or sacrifice of your energies. You can feel full and beautiful and have these resources at your disposal, but not feel like overloaded, overworked, overextended. Okay, that kind of energy. I think maybe there has been in the past or recently you've been dealing with like some boundaries that someone crossed or did not respect. And this is you coming back in and taking charge on those boundaries and making sure they're enacted properly and in place. You're showing me up next the 7 of Wands. Again, this is kind of where I was getting the boundary vibe here of like, I understand now what someone else, or maybe it's an environment you're in, is what it is. Just plain and simple. It's this kind of MO, right? This is the modus operandi with this person or with this place or with this group of people. And I am not just going to let them affect my energy. I'm determined to uphold my boundaries and to keep my peace as a cornerstone of my life here. All right. And so you can see she's in a very relaxed, peaceful position, but also turning her head to the side, meaning she's not going to just let anything come in, right? If it's not something that's going to support her inner peace here. And we have another profile view here, Libra. Yep, we've got faces going both ways. Profile view here with the Four of Pentacles. Some of you are really pulling back on where you might be contributing resources. You might be doing a little bit of savings, or you're looking at budgeting. I mean, we know we have the big, stealing that's going on, right? For lack of a better term, we're being stolen from, right? We have the tax season stuff. And so some of you aren't feeling too good about that, feeling like this makes no sense, getting taxed at every step. Where's it going? I want to command my own resources. Some of you are determined to have that freedom around that, to be more self-sufficient, self-sustained, right? Off grid. For some of you, it could be dreams of being off grid, or you're moving that direction. You could just be making more of your own food, growing more of your own food, things like that. It feels nice because you have these pentacles here and they feel grounded, and I feel like your boundaries are in place. So whatever you're determined about, you're definitely giving off the energy that you're taking that seriously, and that's going to be something that stands for you. Let's look at what's going on underneath the surface here with the Hide Tarot. Oh, okay. One of the beautiful things that you've gained in this part of your journey, and believe me, I don't think this has been easy for you because you've had to put some really important boundaries in place. The determination is a powerful force, and it feels good when it's there. But if there's what's the word? Lack of confidence or lack of resolve or fortitude, it can not feel so great. And I think you've been in that, and it's probably the not so great kind of feelings that actually grew you into this determination. And what it's come along with it here, this owl, is a whole lot of wisdom in your heart about perspective, how you choose to look at things, how you choose to do things. A lot of you, like your spidey senses are kind of up. Like I feel like you're tuned in, you're seeing things that other people don't have the perspective to see right now, Libra. Things are becoming apparent to you. You have that night vision, right? And this is adding, so this is coming up from a more sub-level part of you, subconscious part of you that's supporting this determination. It's kind of like pushing it up, up and up and up, which is great. When you can have your subconscious and conscious in alignment, when you make those connections and you get over that mental wedge there, and those connect and they light up, this is what you get. And you get these powerful energies and the proper boundaries in place. You have the fossil with the King of Pentacles. So not only do we have wisdom, which is depicted in the owl, we have this ancient feeling with the fossil, the King of Pentacles, almost like, the King of Pentacles, he's been around a minute. He's been in the same environment for a minute. He's been really letting this affect him on the cellular level, right? Really getting in deep and really creating some changes within. That's how we do it, right? That's how we do it. So we can feel protective about some of these outside energies taking the vampiristic energies taking from us all the time, right? And we can be navigating that while understanding what's really true, and that's what's all the answers are within. And freedom doesn't have to come with these high price tags, right? And you're really going through this right now. So this is like a deeper existential study for you right now. And I approve. I approve of this message. It's a very important one. But I know, like, because you are so aware of reality, and then there's the what you know is really true, right? And then the reality is not in alignment with that. It can be really, really nasty and overwhelming at times. But with this determination on your side and your boundaries in place, that's a good recipe that you'll be able to navigate this and figure it out. Okay. We got a masculine energy. We're going to get a feminine energy for you, Libra. Woo, okay. So the masculine energies are kind of showing me where you're coming from. Libra, you really went deep on this one. I don't know what's going on with Libras, but maybe it's those Pluto energies that you're coming out of as well. I know those affected you a lot. But you're going to coming out and you're showing me now, okay, this is what I've had to do. This is what I've had to go through. So one of the things that you've achieved or that you've gone through is being afraid to take action for fear of being embarrassed or shameful or having difficulty, maybe apologizing for your actions. And the masculine energy is speaking of pride, which is connected to the energy of the ego, which, if not properly harnessed and controlled and maintained, obviously can come forth in this kind of grandiose way. And so there may have been quite some time before you got into this state of determination, like I mentioned, where you were going through some of these, what we could call more harmful energies, right? And really feeling a lot of fear. Harmful to you, right? Because your boundaries weren't in place and you weren't having those things. Some of you, this is relationship related. The feminine is making mention of this. And what we've got here is chasing, which is an unnatural thing for the feminine to do, to be the one who chases. Painful and overwhelming energy of wanting to connect with your soulmate, with another so badly that it consumes you, or finding yourself in relentless pursuit of that. In this card deck, they're calling it the twin. Some of you may have gotten caught up in some of these dynamics with the twin flame journey. Woo! That one will take you on a ride, I'm telling you. For you, I think what you've figured out here, and part of how you've worked with these energies, and this is beautiful because you're showing us the raw deal here. Like, this is the masculine energy you've got to go through to come to this place of determination. This is the feminine energy you got to clear. So you can come in and realize that really it's about you first and foremost. And then when appropriate, you will attract in the corresponding energies and the energies that match up with who you are now, who you've matured into, and where you're going with it. And you got a lot of realizations here. And the more things you realize and the more you align with the truth, the harder it is to find people who get that. Some of them are watching here, though. So friend up, because that's who usually shows up at my channel. All right. Wow, Libra, powerful. Let's go to Aquarius next. We're going to do our aqua babies. Let's go Aquarius here. So we're on air signs. Oops. Yeah, let me do my little update here. This kind of helps me tell you guys where we're at whenever you're tuning in. Aqua is up now. Eventually, once I have a bigger audience flowing and stuff like that, I'll have a helper in here. Somebody who can do all the info for me. But for now, it's me copy, paste, and type. Oh boy, okay, Aqua. Aqua's got inspiration here. Whew, okay. This to me feels like you're inspiring others. You could be inspired yourself, and that's what it takes for you to get in a position to inspire others. but I feel like the energy of inspiration is like flowing off of you right now. It's flowing off of you right now and it's affecting others. People are hearing the song of your inspiration. There's a melody. For some of you, very musically inclined, musically related, musical relationships, Aquarius. There was another sign earlier. I thought somebody was like forming a band. Could have been you, but let's see with the tarot. What is this inspiration all about? Ooh. Okay, looking good here, looking good. All right. Whew. Are some of you teachers, Aquarius? I got hot again. I am a menopausal woman, but I think it's the energies because afterwards I'll like feel fine. It's crazy. Aquarius, you definitely have a clarity that you've gained here. And I think this is the connection with your inspiration, with your inner muse, with the talents and gifts and abilities that you have to delight others. I'm getting the word delight for some of you. Others, I'm hearing that song by Delight, Groove is in the Heart. Some of you are groovers, movers, shakers, candlestick makers. I don't know. Like all these lyrics and songs are now coming out. Like I'm hearing music and different songs. And so, yeah, this is beautiful energy. We've got a lot of winged creatures here. We've got a lot of air energy coming through the King of Swords here. So yeah, you're bringing the best of your element forward here. That's why you're inspiring others. I thought you were. I mean, it's great to be inspired ourselves, but when we can extend that and add inspiration to other people's lives, that's what that beautiful air quality. I love that. I love that. And here's what I think some of you are helping with. Now, it could be through music or your expression or something like that, but some others of you are going to be working with people more directly. We've got the Judgment card, and I think a lot of you are going to be helping inspire others to release their inner muse, to release their spirit, right? I know for me, I'm an Aquarius rising, and I probably spent the first couple decades plus 5 years in a spiritual cage. And it was a cage that wasn't even locked, but I was in there because of what I believed my parents wanted me to do, my church at the time, what was expected of me, all of those kinds of things. And for the Aquarius energy, a cage just does not feel good, right? And I think some of you have been through that. You've been through your own types of spiritual cages, possibly emotional cages. You couldn't, kind of that environment of kids are meant to be seen, not heard, shut your mouth, all that kind of stuff, right? And so this is what you're inspiring of others, and you're inspiring them to release their inner muse, Aquarius. And what's really great about what you're doing is you're not afraid to go into the hard stuff with people. So some of you could be therapists, you could be counselors, intuitives that are assisting others. You're not afraid to go into the pain because you can support that person in a way that they will find their way out of that, okay? And they will find their way into newer energies for themselves, right? That's the kind of environment you're setting up right now. That's the kind of inspiration that you are having for others, which is absolutely beautiful. Again, the humanitarian in you is feeling very fulfilled by this. This is part of your purpose. So I really like that. Hi, Prosperity Road. No, personal questions, not today. But in 2 days, Sunday evening, March 9th from 7 to 8 p.m. Central, I'll be doing little mini readings. You can come on and ask a question then. But you're welcome to chat here with the community. Okay, so underneath the surface, what we have here is two really cool energies. Someone else had this. I don't even think I remember at this point who it was, but we've got the Two of Wands with the cocoon. And again, I think the people that you're working with are your target audience for the people you want to assist. These are people that are trapped. They're in a cage. You're not going to assist them in the traditional way. I think a lot of you have unique ways of holding space for people. We all know that the caterpillar that transforms into the butterfly, and the butterfly has to do the hard, painful work to get out of the chrysalis here when it's time. So I think you are holding space for that. Some of you are calling that in. You are envisioning that. So there, you could find that with that running under the surface and your subconscious being connected to that, that more people are going to show up for you. And then in your energies, you got the parrot, the Queen of Wands. This is a very actively inspired energy. So now we've got the oxygen and we've got the fire, and the fire is lit up, and the parrot is communicating and speaking, and it's delightful and it's fun, right? We're going through some hard energies with others, so we have to keep it fun. We're going to have jokes. We're going to have a good time, right? It's not just going to be all mucking through the shadows here with your energy. And I think that's really important to point out. And I like that. I like that approach. Brings in a bit of balance. Let's get a card from the Journey to the Divine Masculine here for our Aquarians, and also one from the Journey to the Divine Feminine. Now, I will say in the air signs here, some of these feminine and masculine energies here are speaking to relationships and some relationship issues, wounding, healing, that kind of thing. And I think you're showing it here. We've got a reconciliation energy for you here. So if you're the masculine Aquarian, you may have somebody that's been on your mind that you want to reach out to, take the action and reach out to her, maybe. Hello? I don't know who this is, but you have this desire. The masculine energy is active. It's probably time for you to initiate that. So some of you may have been holding back in that. Others of you, this could feel more like reconciling energies within yourself. Okay, so if it's not having to do with another person, it just has to do with you. And you feel that maybe some things have come full circle. Maybe as you've stepped out of the spiritual cage and you're inspiring others now, you feel this energy of parts of you coming back to yourself. That's what parts work is all about, reclaiming parts of your soul that have been disconnected at some point due to traumas or other things. The feminine energy is dealing with the energy of shame, feeling pain, humiliation, and distress caused by conscious or what does it say? Caused by the consciousness of wrong or foolish behavior. Okay. The consciousness of wrong or foolish behavior. So this coming up in the feminine energies is definitely something like if you think of the time where you felt the most embarrassed. Embarrassment it's a bad feeling. It's a bad feeling that would sometimes make us want to disconnect from ourselves, get a little bit disembodied, maybe get a little ungrounded because it doesn't feel good to be embarrassed or to feel shame about something. But the Fool is as much a part of the journey as anything. And this is how we learn and this is how we grow. I think maybe some of you are working with people who feel a lot of shame as well. This is coming up out of the feminine energies, women who feel ashamed of who they are, of being different, of stepping out and doing something that's not the status quo. And there's this tendency to want to hide. And I think the Aquarian inspiration here that's come up in this reading is going to be helping people who are struggling with that, particularly women. So that could be the case for some of you working with women in that shadow work. It's so important for all of us to engage in order to grow, right? Okay. Last but not least of the air signs, we have Gemini. We have the twins. All right, let's do this, Gemini. Getting into our Gemini energies. And I'm going to do my little update here for y'all. A little update. So we did Aqua, and now our Gem. Our Geminis are up now. All right. Whew. Ooh, how cool is this? There's a lot going on in this card. It's one of the more simple cards in the deck, but it has a lot going on. You got believe. And I'm kind of getting that saying, seeing is believing, doing is believing. There's this, see how we have some cobwebs there? We've got like this bunny rabbit. So we have the productivity and we have the reproduction of things and the cycles of things going. And then we have between these antlers, right? So we have this like stag kind of energy coming up, and we have some cobwebs on that. Hmm. I'm getting for some of the Geminis, this could be a little bit of an issue with masculine energies, where it's a little hard for you to act right now or take action for some reason. You're not believing in yourself. For others of you, it could have to do with issues to do with masculine energies, like kind of those the shaming the masculine, making, the masculine's not as important, that kind of thing, right? A little bit too right-brained, like toxically right-brained, toxically feminine energies could be coming up here for you. This is interesting. Let's get some more detail here with some tarot cards for Gemini. All right. We're going to go a little bit past 2 hours. Hope you guys are okay with that. Sometimes when you do the sign readings, it comes in like that. Yeah, okay. Okay. I think there's a little shout out here to the Aquarian energies we just came out of, but here's the thing, Gemini, like there's this kind of good vibe feeling that you're carrying with this 9 of cups, of feeling like something is grown within you and you're feeling an expansiveness, and you're feeling that the light is coming on, is being shed on some issues that you've been caught up in emotionally. You may be, for some of you, this is breaking out of maybe a materialistic kind of energy here. All right, ciao, I'll see you later. This is a freedom kind of feeling, free from maybe someone who is providing for you. So some of you may have had a breakup here. Maybe you don't believe you can do it on your own. Some of you may have a belief. There's a lot of beliefs going on here with this believe card. Like some of you might believe that, oh, I can't be okay without a partner, or, I can't do it without, I know there's a lot of women going through things with men where they don't feel free to do what they need to do, and they want to kind of make different choices in their lives with this 7 of cups. What do I do here? And could be men going through the same thing here as well. But it definitely feels like a mismatch of masculine and feminine energies right now, possibly going on within you, Gemini. You are the twins, right? So you could have the tendency to get into these opposing kind of energies. For some of you, that could be the case. There's the softer and then there's the more powerful energies, right? And you're working in that realm for some reason. I think some of you are trying to figure out, how do you do this? How do you do this? I would caution against downplaying one or the other energies, the masculine or the feminine. We need both. It's so important to have both. So if you are, feeling a certain kind of toxic way against the masculine or the feminine, those kinds of energies aren't going to ultimately be in balance, right? Because it takes both to have life. And so some of you are having this inner thought battle with it. It's pretty heavy, but I think you're going to figure it out. I think there's clarity coming. I think this is going to be based on you making different choices for yourself than you've made before, different choices about love and relationships. For some of you, you could be in a feminine, you could be the feminine Gemini who is having trouble softening with the masculine. Maybe the masculine is struggling to create an environment where you can soften. This is a very, dynamic card here. Some of you might be trying to reignite your relationship or take your relationship in a new direction. There's a lot of cups energy here. There's emotions tied in. There's heart energy tied in for you, Gemini, until we get to this 10 of Swords, where then the Mercury energy becomes more clear. Some of you, this Mercury retrograde, let's see, we get into that next week. Some of you are already feeling these energies. And I think that's what has you a bit, right now. Okay. Or in general, if you're watching this at another time, Mercury retrograde period, you kind of have this ability to pick that up before it starts, and then it extends like after. You're very sensitive in that zone from what I'm feeling here. It may not be the best time to make a big decision. If it were me and I have my Mercury in Gemini, I would probably hold off on making a large decision for a few weeks, for the next month, until the retrograde is over, till you feel like, okay, I feel like this energy is cleared. For the energies that are underlying your energies, Gemini, we've got the fruit, the Queen of Pentacles. Okay, the pomegranate. Oh, beautiful. Beautiful dark red pomegranate juice. This energy feels more rooted, Gemini. Oh, I feel like this is a relaxation energy into yourself. This is a bit more sensual energy coming in for you. With this Queen of Pentacles, she's more receptive. There's more juice here, right? There's that old movie, How Stella Got Her Groove Back. I think this is how it is for some of you. And I feel like this came up for another sign in my March monthly readings. I think it was Libra, actually, where like Libra got their mojo back. It kind of feels like that for you. You're getting your groove back. Things are getting juicier. You're desiring more because of the place you've come within. And then we've got the Six of Pentacles and the Mask, which tells me that these energies are coming up and they're probably getting stronger and stronger with this Queen of Pentacles, this juicy pomegranate energy, the depth, the richness of who you are, Gemini. But it's being eclipsed or hidden by this mask with the Six of Pentacles in the way that you're exchanging with someone else. Yeah. You're honestly, if I'm real honest, you are dealing with some toxic energies right now. Toxic beliefs, perhaps. Maybe some of you are releasing these because I think this beautiful receptive energy comes up out of you, and you're like, okay, well, I can't keep pretending. Some of you may need to have important conversations in relationships and being very honest and forthcoming and take the mask off and be you and have those honest exchanges. That would be very helpful here. Some of you are in connections or relationships with someone where there's like a karmic past life connection, and that's okay. We come together with people like that on our soul's journey to try to work out what happened before. And sometimes we're successful, and sometimes we're just going through another phase of trying to work it out, right? So, ooh boy, yeah, you have to figure out where you're at with it. For others of you, you've been in a really powerful connection with the masculine is showing me here as sacred union, the twin flame. Now, we're not going to get cultish about this twin flame energy, okay? We need to take it back a step and realize what the original intention of the twin flame journey is, and that's for one to self-actualize within oneself. And then two self-actualized, a man and a woman come together, right? Or the masculine and the feminine, they come together. And they have this sacred union. And I think some of you thought you were getting this. That's what the masculine's saying. This is what you thought you were getting. But the feminine saying what you were really getting was your mission. You're really getting your mission. You're really getting clear on your why you're here, your assignment here on earth. Working to embody your truest and highest essence and potential passionately, spreading your inner light. Absolutely here. So some of you Geminis may have had a setback in a relationship, or you may have become really focused on this when really the whole lesson was about what are you here for? Outside of a partnership, what are you here for? What is your mission? What is your work? What are your goals? Because this kind of union should build those up, not make you feel like you have to hide away. I'm telling you, you and Libra really you guys took us deep this time. Some real contemplation to have there, Gemini. And I think this retrograde will give you time to do that. Really, don't be afraid to be introspective and go inside yourself and really figure out these energies for yourself, okay? Do not hesitate to do this, okay? All right, we're going to move on to water signs. Cancer. We're going to do Cancer first. Okay, our Cancerians, you've been so patient. Let me get my little update here. So for anyone who has joined, we are on the water sign energies, and we have done all the other elements. We're doing Cancer and then Scorpio and then Pisces, and then we are done for today. So Cancer, overall energy from the Wild Mystic Oracle. Ooh, we got the Cunning Fox. Ooh, I like this. I feel like D'Artagnan, I feel like the Three Musketeers, like I feel like swords are up and we're on our way. So that's that, the movement of the chariot energy that you carry, Cancer. So let's look at this. I kind of flashed him up there. Okay. So here's our fox. We've got the transformation of the butterfly at the collar. It looks like a little bow tie on him, and then we're wearing kind of a skull with some moon energy going on there, and this beautiful lacy golden pattern emanating out of the head. Okay, wow. Bravery, cunning, action is in store for you right now. Let's see what this is all about. Let's get some tarot cards here. Ooh. Cancer, you got the Eight of Cups, the Lovers, and the Knight of Pentacles. Let's look at these cards. The Eight of Cups. If something does not call to your heart, you are bravely and with a lot of courage walking away from that. All right. I don't get a lot of that sense of cunning in the overall energy for this card, but I do feel like this takes a lot of courage. So there's something you're willing to leave behind because the energy of cunning and bravery and maybe even doing what's right is coming to the forefront in such a powerful way, that there's something or someone that you may have to leave behind emotionally. All right. For some of you may be coming to the end of the cycle. This could represent some of your energies of getting back onto the dating scene, having a lot of bravery and cunning. I mean, anyone who's on the dating scene is very brave, right? We've got the Lover's energy here, though, firing up within you. I think this is wonderful energy. It feels connected. It feels magnetizing. It feels harmonious. It feels grounded. Honestly, I'm probably getting one of the best feelings I've ever felt out of the Lover's card. But I really think it has to do with your own relationship to your emotions. So this is a lot about what you want to feel, But what I also really like about this Lovers and that Eight of Cups that are showing up is what's coming up next. The way you're going to do it, even though these energies are really powerful and really sensual and really attractive, slow and steady wins the race with the Knight of Pentacles. There's strategy here, there's patience. There is a presence of walking the path in a grounded manner, in a way that is clear for you. And there's this energy of, it's very interesting because the fox is more quick, it's more swift and agile, but the Knight of Pentacles, and he's off his horse, they're slowly walking, right? You have these opposing energies. And I think this has all to do with understanding that this kind of energy, drawing in partnership or attracting in the right kind of match for yourself, doesn't have to do with rushing, doesn't have to do with taking things fast. There is value and there is enrichment in the process of going nice and slow with things as well. So you have the bravery, you have the courage, you've made up your mind to go do this, but the way in which you're doing it, even though you feel these powerful emotions, is slow and steady, which is really cool. Because I think being a Cancer and a little bit more naturally cautious, this is going to feel comfortable to you. It's going to set the pace in a way that is just really nice for you to digest, right? And you're making it that way, which is beautiful. I really like it. I really like this energy. It feels very aligned. It feels very aligned for you. Under the surface, what's going on for Cancer? Cancer, this is that Ace of Swords. Remember, I feel like I was holding the sword in the beginning. You got the jewel. So these are your subconscious energies, and the Ace of Swords it's a sword of clarity. It's a sword of cutting through. We're going to cut through the BS, the stuff we're walking away from, right? We're cutting that out. And I think this has already happened for some of you. Some of you have already made these moves, or you're in the process of making these moves. And I love how we have a jewel here, and we have the different angles of the jewels are, obviously shining and have little different light reflections going on off of them. I'm also getting the energy of like the sword and the stone, like a King Arthur and that kind of a sense as well, of being worthy for it, recognizing yourself as the jewel, recognizing how sharp you are. Remember, these are the energies coming up from underneath. They're bubbling up from your subconscious. You also got the Four of Pentacles depicted in this particular deck as the witch. There's a little bit of magic going on. There's a little bit of, what's the word? It feels like protection kind of spell that I feel. I'm not much one for doing a lot of spell work or anything like that, because I think a lot of that can backfire and you have to be careful about the energies. But this feels to me like you dedicating your movements, your thoughts, and everything to protecting yourself. And I think with that Knight of Pentacles pace, it's going to feel a lot better to you. This could also, for some of you in the past, you could have a past life connection to being deemed a witch, whether you were or you weren't. You could have been burned at the stake. You could have some trauma around this, or somebody in a moment of anger called you a witch, or you've been accused of being a witch, right? In an accusatory way, meaning a negative way, which has meant that you have kind of kept things under your shell, so to speak, with this Four of Pentacles. I believe this is something that as you move on in relationships, whether it be friendships or romantic, that it's one of your markers for, like, if you can share this part of your journey with someone and be vulnerable with them and trust them with it, that is something you can build on with them. Remember, your pace is this. You've got tons of love and heated energy here, yet you're maintaining a very wise pace with it. You're not rushing this energy, which is really nice. Because you may have still a little bit of healing to do, right? Sensing that, you know, some things could come out of nowhere for you. The very beginning, I talked about the Mercury conjunct Uranus energy. For you, I feel like it's unexpected past life stuff coming up for you. Cancer is, they're the kings and queens of the past. And so, you know, sometimes we go back there and sometimes we spend more time there. And I say that because I'm a Cancer sun and Saturn. And it's because it's needed. We don't go there for shits and giggles. You know what I mean? All right, Cancer. So the masculine, what does the masculine energy have to say? I've pulled a card from the Journey to the Divine Masculine. I love these cards. Willpower, energetic determination, self-mastery, and self-control. Really a nice card to complement the cunning of the overall energy. So this means your will force is online. You're very strong-willed about how you're going to relate to others moving forward with this willpower card. I like that. Some of you could be, this is a very physical position, doing like a hard push-up plank kind of thing. Some of you may be working on the body as well. The pentacles can represent the body. Some of you may have, even though you loved the chocolate and the cheese and all the goodies and stuff, some of you are, you know, saying the love I have for my health is more, it's more powerful. And so I'm going to slowly but surely, I'm going to make these improvements. So some of you may be doing this in the area of health for yourself, if it's not relationship wise, if you're not on the dating scene. And then the feminine, journey to the divine feminine energy comes in with spirit animal, a reflection of you, crosses your path to guide or protect you on your journey. A metaphor for someone or something you relate to or admire. And we have the two swans coming together. So again, love. Maybe someone has inspired you to really connect in and love your body, right? Maybe your partner loves your body and makes you feel comfortable in your body. That's very important for a Cancer. For a Cancer to be able to open up and trust and soften, right? Especially the feminine Cancers, we have to trust that the partner will be there to support us and uphold us, and it's not something we have to hide or feel ashamed about, right? And these are some of the energies poking through here. And I love this because this swan energy is very powerful in the sense of they mate for life. And so there's a commitment here. So this journey, if it is health related or relationship related, you're really committed to this in a new and just very exciting way. So wow, Cancer, I'm liking that. I'm liking that. I like that. I will receive this message too. All right, moving on to Scorpio. Our Scorpions. I'm going to do a little update here in the live chat so people dropping by know what we're doing and know what I'm going to be time stamping later. You can always come back if you've missed any parts of this. All right, we've got the Wild Mystic Oracle here. We're going to get Scorpio's overall energy. And we've got, the Spider, create. And we've got this kind of like a dream weaver, it almost looks like, what's called dream weavers. That's what I'm getting off this dream weaver and the spider. There's a lot of points of recognition going on for you right now. I don't know if it's inspiration. It could be coming that way for some of you, but there's a lot of points of recognition coming up with this spider. It's like a spatial knowing of some kind. So you being aware in a multi-sensory way, Scorpio, is really coming through. You know, I think about the Scorpio energy. It's my north node. So I'm getting used to it. I'm growing into it, right? But Scorpios have this way of just knowing everything that's going on. They can just perceive it, right? And this creation, it's I'm the grandmother spider, the creation story, those are really coming through. Those points of recognition with that is really coming through. So perhaps some of you have become more aware. You were already aware, but like more potently aware, more psychically aware for some of you, perhaps. Yeah, what is going on, Scorpio? Yeah, so you're kicking us off with the Hanged Man. You got the Hanged Man, the Judgment card, and the Seven of Wands. There's some big stuff going on for Scorpio right now. I think your perception and this perception expanding into more and more crevices of reality, so to speak, and maybe you making some ties between the past and the future and everything in between, it kind of has you in this moment of like, whoa, like I knew I was perceptive. I knew I was powerful in this way, but it's really all coming together. And here I am, like in this energy of, let me sit with this for a minute. Let me play with this energy for a minute. Let me be in this energy for a minute because I need a moment here. All right. It's feeling very powerful and very strong. I'm feeling a lot of, especially heat behind, like on the backside in front of, like behind my heart. So it's kind of radiating through, very connected kind of energy. Also, combined with this is some sort of release for you, Scorpio, some sort of release. I think a new version of yourself is coming through. This is like a new you being born here with these new perceptions and new awareness. Some of you could have had some really uncanny spiritual experiences or something to do where you just all of a sudden you know something and you know it very clearly. This is definitely up for you right now. You also got the Seven of Wands. I think at times, maybe this feels like a lot, which you can already handle a lot as a Scorpio. You're already, like I said, extremely perceptive and everything. But with you being in recognizing all these points, every little leg of the spider is lit up and connected. That's really important to you. And so important and at the same time a lot. It's a lot. And so there may be some timeouts that you're taking. The Hanged Man and the Seven of Wands kind of like are giving me a similar vibe of like maybe you need a little space at times here to understand this for yourself. And then, maybe you can open back up. But this is kind of a process where I would say it's okay to be a little bit more internal right now. And for you to be going through this, it feels quite big on the evolutionary scale for you as far as relating to your energies. Ooh, yeah, you got the leaves, the Seven of Swords in this particular deck. This is the High Tarot. And this is the version of you that you'll be letting go and leaving behind because you've had more recognition now. And so when we think of leaves and leaving and the leaves fall, that's what I'm getting. You're leaving, literally leaving it behind, right? And the Seven of Swords, the character is carrying some of the swords, but they're leaving other swords behind. So the way you understood yourself before is no longer. You're going to be carrying something new forward here. And then we have the Rosemary, which depicts the Empress in this deck, which is all about receiving. You are primed to receive this new information, this new data that is very evolutionary. It's very much aligned with like your natural energies, your natural progression. I don't think this is a brain chip or anything like that. This feels very like it has very natural growth for you. It's very aligned with your healing process. And it's adding a whole lot of flavor to your life. That's what I get from this card too. It's adding a whole lot of flavor to your life. So no wonder you might need a little bit of time to just chill and let me be in this. Let me observe this energy. Let me be with myself. Give me let me have my time out. Let me have a moment because I'm going through something big here. All right, let's get the masculine energies for our Scorpios here, okay? And then we'll get one for the feminine energies. All right. Ooh. Okay. All right. Very interesting. On the masculine energies, Scorpio, we have suppression coming up, not allowing the self to think or feel certain things, bottling up emotions. That may happen. I don't see you releasing a whole lot of emotion. I do see you releasing an older version of yourself. And perhaps if you try to hang on to the you that was, you could be the part of you that's supposed to be coming out and being birthed and being seen and being experienced could feel very suppressed. And then that might cause some, you know, tense emotions for you. So be aware of that. Be aware of that energy. The masculine energy likes to come forth very directly. It's like, here it is. Here's what's going on. The feminine energy is showing the inner light, but the candle is melting. The hot wax is in her hand, right? This is really making me feel like you honoring this process for yourself and the inner light. It's not necessarily always easy. There's pain in these breakthroughs, in these leveling ups, in these recognition points of creation that you're coming into here. For some of you, it has a lot to do with the way you thought things were in realizing the way they really are and learning to trust the inner light, even if some of the breakthroughs are painful, even if some of them are um, sting or burn, right? And it's the value of bringing that forward, this new version of yourself. I feel like it's inevitable here, like it's going to break through one way or another. And you get to choose how much ease that has. Like I said, taking a little bit of time for yourself, honoring that, probably going to help the process along a little bit more than resisting it or trying to pretend like you don't need time or just trying to, take care of everything else and not yourself, right? All right. Last but not least, our Pisces brothers and sisters are up here. Happy birthday to them. Amazing. How did I even get a T in the last one? Okay, we're at Scorpio. And finally, last but not least, we've got Pisces coming through here. Okay, so Pisces is coming through. We are almost done. And I love this because Pisces is our 12th house energy, and we're in Pisces season. And so this just feels right. Let's get Pisces overall energy. This whole Wild Mystic deck has a very Pisces, Gemini kind of feel. Ooh, Pisces, you got this beautiful jellyfish intention. Now, when I started off Frequency Friday today, if you go back to the collective reading, one of the sections that I pulled some cards for was set intentions for new beginnings. And here you are, Pisces. So this is your time. You know how a lot of people will set goals and intentions at the beginning of the year? Not for you. I get for you, this is more your time right now. The spring equinox is your time. It's really about lighting up and expanding yourself. The jellyfish expands and contracts to provide propulsion and momentum. And this is you expanding more and more into yourself and really catapulting on this season for yourself here. Oh my, definitely got some interesting energies here. Okay. Nine of Wands comes up first and foremost here for you, Pisces. Some of you, the expansion and that you're considering is you're feeling like it's going to be too much for your family, for your parents, for someone who has expectations of you to be or a certain way or do a certain thing. So there is a little bit of hesitation here. There's caution and resistance here because you're either afraid they're not going to support you and you'll be hurt, or you're afraid your choices will hurt them with this new intention that you've got going, new mission or purpose that you have to move forward in your life in this way. I also get an ancestral connection to this card, meaning that someone in your ancestry has similar gifts, talents, and abilities to yours, or what you're planning to release, unleash, launch into. Okay. And launch into it you will from a very this could be you for some of you. Here's this Nine of Cups again. It's come up a couple times today in different signs. This is you launching in a very emotional way, a very emotionally powerful way. I feel like it's also very emotionally mature, but people who don't have a comfort level with emotional maturity may struggle with the boldness of what you have planned, of what your intention is here. Or this is the energy of just like making you feel like, I don't know, you have imposter syndrome, or who are you to, those voices, who are you to be so big and beautiful and bold, right? But you're who you are and you're meant to do this. You're meant to shine. You're meant to release yourself from the expectations of others. And someone else in your ancestry had this same kind of struggle that you have with it. There's a beauty too to just you being who you are. If you've ever watched a jellyfish swim, it's just so beautiful. I mean, yeah, they got a sting, right? It's not going to feel good to everybody. Some people are going to get stung by this beautiful energy because they're in such a different energy than that. But it's not a reason for you not to unleash it. Now, lastly, Pisces, you got the Devil card here. I'm really getting a sense of you recognizing the hard work that it takes to be yourself. Or it has been, it's like hurting in my throat. It has been really hard for you to be yourself. Maybe you've been manipulated, some of you. Oh, yes. It doesn't feel good. It does not feel good in here. From the heart to the throat. Some of you have maybe had to say things that you didn't want to say, or be a certain way that you didn't want to be. Manipulative energies, toxic kind of energies. But also there's something to do with hard work, of like the hard work of being me. Maybe there's a story you have about it's really hard work to be myself, or to be a Pisces, to feel this depth, to feel this deeply, to be the shaman, to have the responsibility of being the shaman of the astrological wheel and bringing heaven to earth. And this is a lot. And can somebody please extend some grace to me, But it's also rewriting the story. I think for some of you, it's about rewriting this story so that you can launch out into this beautiful emotional energies that you provide for yourself, and then give permission for others to feel more comfortable in. I'm also getting the sense of like a generational thing. For some of you, this was this kind of emotional beauty and maturity kind of energy and gifts were in an ancestor, they're in you, and possibly in a child or grandchild here. Yeah, and you're working on it. You're aware of that. Let's get some of the more underlying energies. That's pretty powerful. That's pretty heavy emotionally. Let's get the underlying energies, though. Let's go into the subconscious here. Why not? Because sometimes we see other things here. Gosh, some of you have really been made to feel small. Some of you have been made to feel unequipped. However, in all of the struggles on your journey, you got the charm, the tower. A charm is like something precious in disguise, right? It's something charming, something that puts a smile on your face amidst all the darkness, right? And a lucky charm, right? Not the cereal, because that's pretty toxic, but like a lucky charm, right? So it's through the storms of your life that your own charm, your own beautiful, bold, emotional energies have come to be, have come alive, have come online. And I see you being really productive with that, with this Page of Swords depicted as the rabbit. We've got these beautiful white flowers in the background. I'm not even sure what plant that is, but it's got these beautiful white flowers. It's a reclaiming of your innocence of this, but this is who I am. This is who I came here to be. And I'm this beautiful Pisces. I'm this beautiful being, and I'm going to do, because a rabbit's going to take action, right? Very busy, very active, productive kind of creature, but also pure and innocent. I'm going to do and be who I came here to be, no matter what someone else has said. Some of you could have dealt with some tough Capricorn energies, whether it be in your chart, maybe in Saturn, or in some other person, right? And now you're coming into following your own calling here with this Page of Swords. All right. This is also to do with you steering away from watching others and trying to make yourself be who others are and just be you. Just jump into these beautiful energies, light up, and begin propelling yourself in these lovely energies because it's who you came here to be. And you need to be accepted for that. Okay. All right. Let's get you a card from the Journey to the Divine Masculine and one from the Journey to the Divine Feminine. And then we will close things off today. It's been a good one. It's been a long one. Yeah. So Pisces, I wouldn't be surprised if you still have a lot of emotional energies going on for yourself here. The masculine energies say vulnerable, feeling fear and doing it anyway. Yes, you're going to take these intentions and you're going to take action on them, even though you might be afraid. Opening up and sharing weakness. And look, we've got emotional vulnerability here. The masculine energies for Pisces are saying it's okay. It's okay for you to come forth and leap with these big, bold emotions. In fact, that's who you are. That's what you're gifted with. This has been passed down in your ancestry. This is important for you now. The responsibilities landed to you to do this despite the pain of the past, what anyone else might say, what anyone else, how they're doing it, what it looks like for them. It needs to be just what it is for you. The feminine energy is a little confused how to do this, and that's okay. That's okay because this is a process. So we have the intention. And remember, setting intentions for new beginnings, this is a process. It takes time. It's a portal that we have to go through. So if it isn't super clear at first, it's perfectly okay to just relax into the feminine energies of confusion. Okay. I'm confused. I want to do this. I'm confused how to do it. Or I'm confused if you're telling me people are going to be okay with this. But it's you. It's who you came here to be. You truly are an emotional leader. You're an emotional forerunner in all of the water signs and all of the signs, period. There are gifts you have to pull in the best of the divine and the best of the physical world and marry the two together. That's the shamanic work that Pisces does, the shaman of the zodiac. And so these are powerful energies. And I think if you just flow with confusion until you get the clarity, I do think the clarity is coming with this Page of Swords. I think it's rising up from within you, it's rising up from your subconscious. But be okay flowing in the confusion for a little while. Sometimes when you surrender into the energies of something, it allows them to pass more quickly. And I do think that's what you're going through, Pisces. So keep that in mind. Okay. Pisces, wow, cool. Thank you so much for closing us off. What an amazing journey it has been today. And I would like to thank everyone who joined, popped in, popped off, gave it a like, dropped a comment. Thank you so much. For those of you who are joining the replay, I so appreciate you listening. Be sure to join me this Sunday, the 9th. I've said it a few times on the live today, but 7 to 8 Central this Sunday, March 9th, I will be answering questions live. We have a really great group. It is for subscribers, so you have to be sure you're subscribed to come on and ask a question on that live, okay? Because I want to make the most of it. I take them seriously. My viewers take it seriously. It's a really healthy, beautiful community. We would love to welcome you into that mix. And almost all of the March readings are posted now. I think I have Capricorn coming out tomorrow, and then they are all up. So be sure to catch the March monthly reading for your sign. I have so enjoyed being here with you today. I hope you all have a lovely weekend, night, morning, whenever you're catching this. Take care.